Welcome! What came first, the chicken or the egg? Today's quiz is just like that, but way more fun. I have 20 surprising which came first questions for you to guess your way through. Think fast, trust your gut, and let's see how sharp your timeline skills really are. Good luck! Which came first, the internet or the handheld mobile phone? People were making mobile calls a decade before the internet went online. Which came first, the start of World War I or the Titanic disaster? This was a close one. The Titanic sank 2 years before war came over Europe. Which came first, the printing press or the first banknote? Paper money started in China and existed centuries before mass-printed papers. Which came first, the invention of the light bulb or the discovery of penicillin? Thomas Edison developed the light bulb 49 years before Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. Which came first, YouTube or the iPhone? People were watching cat videos before swiping on smartphones. I know the quiz is going at a fast pace. Pause the video if you need more time to think. Which came first, the first successful human heart transplant or the first moon landing? Dr. Barnard performed the first successful human heart transplant before Apollo 11 landed on the moon. Which came first, the publication of Newton's law of universal gravitation or the first steam engine? Isaac Newton published his law 25 years before Thomas Newcomen built the first practical steam engine. Which came first, the first Harry Potter book or the first Star Wars movie? Jedi ruled the galaxy 20 years before wizards went to Hogwarts. Which came first, the first color photograph or the first computer? James Clerk Maxwell produced the first color photograph in 1861, decades before the first computer. Which came first, the Great Wall of China or the Pyramids of Giza? Egypt's massive tombs predate the wall by over 1,500 years. Which came first, the invention of the electric battery or the telephone? Alessandro Volta invented the first true battery in 1800, 49 years before Antonio Meucci invented the first basic phone. Which came first, the founding of the Roman Empire or the first Olympic Games? Athletes were winning laurel wreaths centuries before Roman emperors wore crowns. Which came first, the first airplane or the first modern skyscraper? Skyscrapers with a steel frame construction were towering over cities nearly 2 decades before humans took to the skies. Which came first, the microwave oven or the space shuttle? Perry Spencer accidentally discovered microwave cooking in 1945. If you're interested in more accidental discoveries, check out the quiz I made. Which came first, the refrigerator or the radio? People were tuning in to broadcasts long before they were chilling their food in refrigerators. Which came first, the Statue of Liberty or the Eiffel Tower? This was a tight one. Lady Liberty arrived in New York 3 years before the Eiffel Tower rose in Paris. Which came first, the camera or the telescope? People were looking up at the stars long before they started capturing images. Which came first, the fall of the Berlin Wall or the end of apartheid in South Africa? It was close, but Europe saw the reunification first. Which came first, the first Star Trek episode or the first James Bond movie? The first James Bond movie, Dr. No, was released in 1962. That was 4 years before the first Star Trek. Which came first, the first text message or the first email? People were emailing over 20 years before they could text. Thank you for playing. Hope you had fun testing your knowledge. If you're in the mood for more, check out my myth or fact quiz next. It's packed with surprising twists. See you there. Goodbye.